Jamaica's first social IPO is coming to the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. He saw this article released on June 11th of 2023. So what I'm here to do is go through the article, talk a little bit about Project Star, so we could get some insights into the company before the prospectus actually comes out. It's due to come out this week. So I'm very interested, as many of our community members are, to learn about this company. It's labeled an IPO. Is it an IPO? Should it be considered as an IPO? Actually, I'm going to ask that question right now. If you're watching this video, let me know, based on what you know of Project Star, should it be considered an IPO or not? Right, that's the very first question. So if you're not sure, watch till the end of this video and let me know what you think. All right, let's get started.
Learning is the key to successful investing. And who doesn't want to invest in some way?
Here at L.E.A.R.N Grow Invest, we focus on financial education, all with the aim of sharing our knowledge on personal finance, investing, and building wealth. We do this on the foundation of our faith in God.
If a more holistic approach is what you need, check out our Grow Faith-based financial coaching program.
Find out more about us at learngrowinvestclub.com
and follow us on all social media platforms at Learn, Grow, Invest.
All right, so let us have a look at the Gleaner article that came out on June 11th. As I mentioned before, hopefully you're able to see my screen clearly. If not, I'll link the article in the description. So it says here, the private sector organization of Jamaica plans to list its charity Project Star on the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. If you're not familiar with the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, I'm going to get into that a little bit. I'll visit their website, give you a brief overview of who they are and what they do. So they're seeking to raise $100 million. So it says here that the shares will be offered at $1 per share before the month ends, right? So before the end of June 2023, the prospectus will be available this very week. So Project Star shares will represent charity donations rather than tradable shares. And I'm very interested as to how this is going to work out, right? What does this mean? So investors in the security won't be able to sell one another on the exchange. So essentially what this means to me is that when you invest in this company, what you're saying is that I'm investing in this project, I'm investing in this company based on what it's seeking to accomplish, right? And what they're taking, well, the assumption they're making here is that they'll be able to find enough persons who believe in the project, who believe in what it's trying to accomplish, that will be willing to fund it, right? So it is an ambitious project and an ambitious funding target. So they're seeking to raise, I believe, $250 million in total. I guess they're starting with 100 and then raising somewhere afterwards. So it says 100 million is a lot of money, but I'm confident they're going to get there. Most of the broker dealers have made themselves available and feel comfortable selling to their clients, right? So it says here, unlike a traditional IPO, there's no lead broker or arranger. Rather, the project has received the support of the Jamaica Securities Dealers Association. And so pretty much brokers will make it available for persons to be able to donate or purchase, right? So the project is already uploaded on the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange's page, and we're going to get there in a second, revealing a 250 million budget target. Donations, however, are not yet open. So the 100 million IPO proceeds is part of the 250 million budget. The other 150 million in the year will come from the form of donations from large corporations or wealthy individuals, Mayor said. So this is Julian Mayor, chairman of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, right? So it says in later years, multilateral donors and Jamaican residents overseas will be encouraged to participate in future funding. Over the 5 years, the project plans to raise $2 billion in total, according to previous reports. All right, so very interesting details here. We do not want to think of this as a donation to a charity, but as an investment in human capital. Mayor said, we want people to take their corporate social responsibility to a higher level. We want them to feel and know that they're investing in a better outcome for Jamaica, right? So this is what I was saying before. where they're betting that there are persons that are willing to invest in the development of Jamaica, in the growth of Jamaica, and whether it be 100,000 persons put in a certain amount each, or 50,000 or 25,000, but the idea is that each person can contribute to the development. So just like they're saying that you can invest in your education, you can invest in yourself, you can invest in your community, you can invest in the development of Jamaica through this IPO, right? So since the onset of the pandemic, there's been a noticeable increase in apathy, social decay, reduced school enrollment, increased gang enrollment, and higher levels of crime. So Project STAR emerged from that realization with a charge to curb the negative trajectory using science and the best leaders in the field. And what they're saying by using science here is that their idea of one of the ways in which Project STAR determines what they do and how they do is through the use of data. So they're going to look at the data to tell them where to go, what areas of Jamaica to focus on, what issues to target. And I believe they're working with Blue Dot on this, if I'm not mistaken. If anyone is watching this who knows, can let me know. And let me see what else is there. Okay, so it says here, Project STAR, which stands for Social Transformation and Renewal, was created by the PSOJ in partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Its targeted interventions are focused on the under-resourced areas of Jamaica. Project STAR is managed by Safford Brown, a former general manager of the Jamaica National Foundation and outgoing chair of the Council for Voluntary Social Services. Its operation began in September 2022 with plans to intervene in scores of underinvested communities, including those in East Kingston, Maypen, and Savannah Lamar. We think it can be transformational, right? So the success of the project, let's talk about that. It says the success of the project depends on the success of the project depends less on the raw materials and more on the social performance indicators. And what I'm hoping to do is see if I can find, they actually have a quarterly report on projectstarja.com. I'm going to go to that website, see if we can go through their report a little bit to understand what some of those social performance indicators are. The project already discloses its social performance on a quarterly basis, but the pending prospectus will state the key performance indicators by which investors can judge the success of the project. It will also disclose the ambitions, scope of the project, and communities set for intervention. So it's not about financial performance, said Mayor. The performance we're targeting is how it impacts the lives of the communities in which we're entered and the people within. Let's see. So it says the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, which we're going to look at as well, is only a few years old. It's being built in two phases. First, it involves the Jamaica Social Impact Market, which allows donations in charity projects, while the second relates to the Jamaica Impact Investment Market, which allows for investment in entities that offer tradable shares on the social market. The second phase requires legislation, right? So this is showing you, I guess, the different aspects of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange and how they plan to roll it out. Those are some of the other ones that are there. So let me go to Project STAR's website. Let me zoom in here. Okay. How do I get over here? Okay, there we go. So it says here, Project STAR, which we learned a little bit about a while ago, is a social and economic transformation initiative created by the private sector organization of Jamaica in partnership with the JCF. We consult and collaborate with community stakeholders to identify needs, then work with partners, public, private, NGOs, multilaterals, individuals at home and diaspora to connect communities with the resources and services agreed in consultation, right? And you have the opportunity here to join their movement. So you can learn a lot about them on their website. Who we are, what we do. I thought it would make sense to go into this a little bit. So it says, collaboration and consultation are at the heart of our approach, which ensures that needs as well as solutions are identified and implemented by the communities themselves. In turn, Project Star works with their partners, we mentioned some of those before, to connect communities with services and resources that are agreed during that consultation process. We have created a rigorous process of feedback, review, learning, and improvement so that the projects which are undertaken remain relevant and can be owned by the community. Our deep-seated commitment to achieving substantive and sustained change in the community level is demonstrated by ongoing accountability and reporting. All right, why they do? They believe with collective action across the society, they can realize a shared vision in Jamaica in which everyone is valued and has the opportunity to thrive. All right, so their approach. So the idea here is that they want everybody to be involved. It's everybody coming together to make a difference. So this is speaking a little bit about their approach. So it's data driven, as I mentioned before. They're going to start with 10 communities, I believe. Cost and financing here is speaking about an estimated 2 billion over 5 years and a combination of different forms of financing. And yeah, so these are their partners, the PSOJ and the JCF, and some persons who they've worked with before, right? So I'm going to get into first the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, who they are, and then I'll look at their quarterly report. Then I'll just talk about some other things that I think may be relevant here. Okay. So it says, let me zoom in here. This is really small. Okay. So it says here, the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange seeks to engage the entire Jamaican economy in promoting the social capital market, believing that true development of any country happens in all areas of life and facets of society. The JSSE is a state-of-the-art virtual environment and venue for the process where the socially responsible investors, people interested in contributing to improving the quality of life in Jamaica, are enabled to invest in wholesome projects that require public funding and by extension promote the socio-cultural economy and protection of the physical environment. So you're getting an idea of here of the type of projects that the JSSE plans to have a list for funding. So, I mean, Project Star would fit into this, of course. So let's look at now the quarterly report for Project Star. And we're just going to go through this quickly, just some key things that I think will help give us an understanding as to, what the project is about. So it has a quarterly report just as a company would have a report to go through. So we mentioned this already, so you know who they are, some of their donors so far. So we're gonna go to the technical report. I think maybe, well, let's see if we can go through everything. It's 32 pages. We won't read every single one of them. All right, so these persons mentioned here are among the 17 community members who have already secured employment through our collaboration with several businesses, including Sagility, Altamont Court Hotel, Courtyard Marriott, Active Traders, JMMB, and Kingston Freeport Terminal. For this group, the transformation will come through employment, while the students and school admins within four schools within the EDTK, it's about improving school attendance and providing the right educational start for more than 200 basic school youngsters within that space. So what they're saying here is that for this particular community, the benchmark is employment. That's how they're planning to transform the community. And then for the students and school administrators, they're trying to improve school attendance because in certain communities, children may not be attending school regularly, and so one of their desired outcomes is that they'll be able to work with the schools, maybe put in the right infrastructure, environment, etc., to have more and more students participating. Other positive happenings include support of weekend street football, um, regular meetings with the community transformation board. These are all clear and encouraging signs that the community has brought in and are already leading and owning the process. So this idea that they go into the community, try and bring transformation or aid in transformation, and then it's like, okay, we've brought you to a certain point, you can take it from there. So this kind of community-led action is reassuring to us, and one we expect to see replicated in our second community of Savannah Lamar. We're at an advanced stage of planning or entry into SAV, and I've enjoyed meaningful collaboration with the JCF team and other stakeholders, such as the Social Development Commission and the Citizen Security Secretariat through our data sharing and planning, right? This quarterly report will indicate that through a mix of initiatives involving sports, education, employment, partnership, and collaboration, the STAR team and stakeholders are engaging community members in ways they find meaningful and shaping a path for all of us to help create a Jamaica where everyone is valued and has the opportunity to thrive. And that was Keith Duncan speaking. Okay. Let's see if we can get an idea as to what is involved here. So this is the executive summary. I want to see if we can get to either some of the things that they're measuring or outlook. Okay, looking ahead. So this upcoming quarter is an important one for the project. The employment program and community planning work will commence in Savannah Lamar, and we will activate community entry for MAPEN proper. MOUs with key partners are to be signed, which will support the project in the areas of community planning and delivery of training. And of course, the important work of closely collaborating with the MDAs will continue, right? So it's really that's the kind of company that you're looking at here, where their goals, their outcome, their MO is pretty much to bring about change and impact in various communities. They're going to do that through funding, partnerships, collaborations, etc. And they're going to need the support of as many persons who are willing to donate and partner with them to accomplish the project here. So they're just highlighting what they would have accomplished. So community-led action, 2 of 3 communities entered, 2 CTBs established, and 6 CTB meetings held. 1,700 community members consulted. Pathways to employment, 21 community members trained in employment readiness. I'd love to hear more details about these things. So as we go through, hopefully we'll see some of that there. 17 placed in quality employment, 7 employers signed onto the STAR employment program. And this is now social inclusion. 435 community members benefited from the STAR programs of this group. 205 children provided with school meals daily. 87 youth involved in community sports. And let's see what this side. 32 individuals screened. 25 counseling sessions delivered. 18 home visits conducted, and 3 referrals for victim services, right? So these are important things, right? 3 referrals for victim services. So if they go into these communities and they see issues that need remediation, need support, need counseling, these are ways in which they can get involved. 100 elders provided meals, care packages, and access to healthcare. Extremely important. Often it's the elders within the communities that are left behind. So, and this is their technical report. So it says working towards improved social outcomes. So let's see how this technical report goes through. I'm not going to go through in depth only because we're planning to do a review of the prospectus, which I assume they're going to have more of this information there, which we can go through in depth at that point. So, okay. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else we can get in terms of details. So I think we can maybe wait for the prospectus. Okay, so way forward. Okay. All right. Clearly, I didn't get to read through all of this before I decided to record. Okay, so I think these are things that we can go through when we're going through the prospectus. I'm certain that all of this information is going to be in there and we can go through it at that point. So I would love to hear from you. What do you think about this IPO? Is it something that you're interested in? Is it something that you like the idea of it being called an IPO? As I said, some of our community members were asking about this, or just a little curious as to whether or not it should be called an IPO. I found I'm not certain. I am interested in seeing the prospectus, though. I'm interested in, as a community of Learn, Grow, Invest that's big on outreach, is big on giving back, helping to support, communities, etc. through financial literacy. I'm definitely, happy to see this project. I really hope it gets the funding it needs. I hope that the funds are managed well, and I hope that the outcomes that are seeking to be obtained will be obtained for the betterment of everyone, really, because it's just something that's really needed. So let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you're looking forward to the prospectus and just about any other comment that you think may be relevant. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you for the prospectus review coming up in a couple of days.
Learning is the key to successful investing, and who doesn't want to invest in some way?
Here at L.E.A.R.N. Grow Invest, we focus on financial education, all with the aim of sharing our knowledge on personal finance, investing, and building wealth. We do this on the foundation of our faith in God.
If a more holistic approach is what you need, check out our Grow Faith-based financial coaching program.
Find out more about us at learngrowinvestclub.com
and follow us on all social media platforms at Learn, Grow, Invest.